Welcome back. This is Mike Gardina with GardinaLifeCoaching.com, and today is a fun video. This is a response to a comment from Jacob, who wanted to know the biggest things I've learned through my career. So today we'll try to let everybody know what those are, and hopefully it'll enhance your career. So, what have I learned through my career? Well, I've got gray hair, so I've been around a while. Uh, and I'd say the single biggest thing that I've learned through my career, and the most important thing, is how important relationships are. We interact with people every day of the week, even at home when we're interacting with family. We're still interacting with people in those relationships. But in a career perspective, we're always asking people, no matter what career you're in, your products or services, you're wanting someone to buy your product or service. So, learning that relationship with your buyer, your customer, and trying to please them and make them feel that they're getting something of value. And of course, once they do hopefully buy your product or service, they have to kind of gauge, did they get value from what you gave them? And that's always a key for people to keep coming back and understand what you're trying to accomplish and the experience they get from that product or service is extremely important. And then you have employees that we work with. Learning how to motivate staff to get people to do what they need to do to get them to excel in their work. So, everybody can rise up and be successful. So it's that interaction with people. And there's, tough people that you have to deal with that aren't friendly, that you have to learn how to kind of deal with them and still either motivate them or to be able to get them to do what they need to do is quite tricky sometimes, downright difficult. But again, it's a relationship that you end up with there. So the bottom line is it's it's all about people. There's a quote from the movie, one of my favorite ones, Christmas Vacation, and they talk about at the end of the movie when Clark doesn't get his bonus, and the owner of the company says, yeah, it's all about the people, the little people like you, Clark. But it's all about the people in our lives, the relationships that we have. And that's the biggest single one. The next thing I think I've learned is to work better and smarter, working hard, but more importantly, to work efficient and smart. Not that anybody can just work hard, and we all want to work hard, but it's efficiency in doing things that are very productive, as opposed to just kind of like, beating your head against the wall and putting in long hours. That doesn't always end up with being something fruitful. But when you're efficient with your time, that you can put in a certain amount of high intensity hours to get something done quickly is way more efficient. Than you have more free time for other things, to free up for other more important things, or spending time with family and friends. So the last thing that I've learned in my career is strengths and weaknesses. Now, we all have weaknesses, as much as we hate to admit it. We all have weaknesses, but we have a tendency of always wanting to compensate and make those weaknesses go away. We're kind of told to get rid of the weaknesses. I kind of believe that we need to continue to sharpen our strengths as much as we can, and then bring up our weaknesses as much as we can, to be respectful. But the strengths is what some people tend to not pay much attention to anymore. But the real reality is that's what separates us apart. And the more we can sharpen those strengths, the better. But also work on our weaknesses. For instance, Steph Curry, who is a basketball player in the NBA, he is probably one of the best shooters to ever play the game, in my mind. At least that who I've seen. But he continues to work on his shooting. Now, not to say he doesn't work on some of his weaknesses, but you can tell that he still perfects his strengths as much as he possibly can. I know for me, One of my weaknesses is I guess I call it a weakness as being an introvert. I mean, it has its pluses and minuses, but being an introvert, when I go out into the public world or public speaking type of situation or meeting lots of people, it's really hard. It's a struggle for me. So it's one of my weaknesses. I try to get up to a point where I'm at least respectable in that world. But it's difficult. But at the same time, I'm not giving up on my strengths because I need to keep those sharp because, again, that's what sets me apart from other people. Well, thanks for watching, and a special thanks to Jacob for his question. I hope y'all have learned a little bit about me, but understanding that there are parts of our career that we need to pay attention to, and we learn every day. And hopefully, you guys have learned something here. And if this episode touched you in any way, please hit the like button. And if I can do anything to help you out in your life, please feel free to reach out to me at mike@gardinalifecoaching.com or visit the website at gardinalifecoaching.com. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate that, and thank you for listening.